get prepared. So good morning everyone and welcome to the Licensing and Safety hearing today. So we'll begin with a round of introductions, but just to confirm that Councillor Amin unfortunately can't be with us. So we're happy to proceed, myself and my colleague, with the proceedings. Is everybody content with that? Thank you. So we'll begin with a round of introductions. My name is Councillor Amanda Pinnock. I'm chair of the panel today. Councillor Patterson.
I'm Councillor Carol Patterson, panel member.
Council's legal representative.
Hello, my name's David Stickley. I'm one of the solicitors that works for Kirklees Council. I'm here to advise the panel on any legal points if they require any advice.
Licensing officer.
Licensing Officer Steve Mycroft, Kirklees Council.
And we have applicants with us today from West Yorkshire Police.
Yep, PC Katie Swift, used to be Jagger.
And also Trading Standards.
They are actually en route. They're stuck in traffic at the moment.
Are we happy to proceed without them? Councillor Patterson, are we happy to proceed without them? Until they arrive?
Until they arrive, yes.
Thank you. Okay, just to confirm, the hearing today has been webcast, and to ask if everyone here has had a copy of the licensing hearing procedure, which explains how the hearing will be conducted, and that they've read it and understood it. Lovely, thank you. So we'll begin by going through the agenda today, and then we'll go into the main reasons as to why we're here. So minutes of the previous meeting. I'm happy to approve those. Councillor Patterson, you were there?
Yes, I'm happy.
Any declarations of interest? Councillor Patterson?
None.
Admissions of the public? We know this is webcast. Any deputations or petitions?
None received, Chair.
Any public questions?
None received.
Okay, thank you. Right, so we'll go straight into item 6, which is a section 51 review of premises licence for the Bukavina off-licence, Huddersfield Road, Ravensthorpe. So we'll begin by turning to the licensing officer, please, to outline the application.
Thank you, Chair. The purpose of this report is to inform members of an application for the review of a premises licence, which has been referred to this panel for determination. On the 22nd of November 2023, the Licensing Department received an application for a review of a premises licence from West Yorkshire Police. A copy of the application can be seen at Appendix A. West Yorkshire Police's review relates to 3 of the licensing objectives. This is due to 2 failed test purchases for alcohol sales to persons under the age of 18 years old and 2 failed test purchases by Trading Standards. A test purchase was conducted by West Yorkshire Police on the 30th of August 2023. On this date, a 16-year-old male and a 17-year-old female were able to purchase 1 times 440ml can of San Miguel, 5% alcohol volume, and 1 times 440ml can of Foster's, 3.7% alcohol volume. They paid £1.50 per can and were not asked for their age or ID. The test purchase was conducted by West Yorkshire Police on the 27th of September 2023. On this date, a 16-year-old police cadet dressed in civilian clothing was able to purchase a 330ml AU vodka pineapple crush that was 5% alcohol volume. They paid £4.50 for this drink and were not asked their age or for ID. On the 26th of January 2023, Trading Standards conducted a test purchase and were able to buy a packet of illegal Richmond cigarettes for £4. On the 22nd of August 2023, Trading Standards revisited the shop and were able to buy another packet of illegal Richmond cigarettes for £4. The normal price of these cigarettes is £12, over £7 is excise duty. On the 23rd of October 2023, West Yorkshire Police and Trading Standards conducted an inspection of the premises. The following items were found: 993 packets of 20 illegal cigarettes with an approximate retail value if sold at full UK price of £11,916, 141 50-gram pouches of illegal rolling tobacco with an approximate retail value if sold at full UK price of £4,737, 397 illegal disposable electronic cigarettes with a tank capacity greater than 2 ml with an approximate retail value in the UK if sold at full price of £2,779. Found in an upstairs room were 47 bottles of alcohol spirits, estimated value of £1,608. These were seized as they were suspected of being stolen goods due to the fact that one time 70 centilitre Whitley Neal bottle of gin had a security tag around its neck, and one time 70 centilitre bottle of Gordon's gin had a yellow security sticker attached to it. A number of bottles of Remy Martin had damage around their necks consistent with supermarket security tags being removed. During the police interview under caution, Mr Barner would not confirm that the alcohol licence for the shop was in his name or that he had any involvement with the shop. A copy of the premises licence can be seen at Appendix B. The licensing authority recognises the importance of its ability to review premises licences. The proceedings set out in the 2003 Act for reviewing the premises licence represent a key protection concerning problems associated with crime and disorder, public safety, public nuisance and the protection of children from harm. Partnership working is important to achieve the promotion of the licensing objectives, and responsible authorities are encouraged to give licensees early warning of any concerns identified at premises. For cases which are considered as a result of a review or potential enforcement action, the Council will take into action all relevant circumstances but will view the following matters particularly seriously. Failure to promptly respond to a warning properly given by a responsible authority, failure to engage with the responsible authorities in an effective manner, previous convictions for licensing offences, previous failure to comply with licence conditions. Members also need to consider the statutory guidance issued by the Secretary of State under Section 182 of the Licensing Act 2003. As representations relate to 3 of the licensing objectives, members' attention is drawn to Section 2 of this guidance. The relevant parts may be found at Appendix C. Consultation has taken place in accordance with the requirements of the Licensing Act 2003. Other than the premises licence review submitted by West Yorkshire Police, no other representations have been received. When determining the application, members, having regard to the representation, may take such steps as they consider appropriate for the promotion of the licensing objectives. These are: modify the conditions of the premises licence, which includes adding new conditions or any alteration or omission of any existing conditions; exclude a licensable activity from the scope of the licence; remove the designated premises supervisor; suspend the licence for a period not exceeding 3 months; or revoke the licence. Findings on any issues of fact should be based on a balance of probability. In arriving at a decision, the members must have regard to the relevant provisions under the statutory guidance, and the licensing policy statement and reasons must be given for any departure. The decision must be based on the individual merits of the application, and members are therefore requested to determine the application. Thank you, Chair.
I don't have any questions. Councillor Patterson?
Not at this moment, no, thank you.
Thank you. We'll go straight over to the applicant then. Is it PC Swift?
PC Swift, yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Yeah, the grounds for review are the licensed premises has failed 2 test purchases for the sale of alcohol to persons under the age of 18. Illegal cigarettes, tobacco, vapes and possible stolen goods were found on the premises by Trading Standards and West Yorkshire Police on the 24th of October 2023. The premise licence holder failed to account for the above named items when formally interviewed by police and would not confirm in interview if he was the premise licence holder. All of the above breach the alcohol licensing objectives. West Yorkshire Police feel if this business is allowed to continue to have an alcohol licence, this premises will continue to sell alcohol to children and illicit tobacco to customers. So a test purchase operation was carried out on the 30th of August 2023 using police cadets wearing plain clothes. On this day, a 16-year-old male and a 17-year-old female were able to buy from this premises 1 times 440 millilitre can of Foster's, 3.7% alcohol volume, and 1 times 440 millilitre can of San Miguel, 5% alcohol volume. They paid £1.50 per can and were not asked their age or for any form of identification. The 2 witnesses to this test purchase are myself and Police Licensing Officer Richard Woodhead. Moments after the sale, I challenged the person working inside the shop. This male said he was not working in the shop and was just helping a friend. He denied selling the alcohol, but when challenged with the evidence, he then said they looked over 18. He could not confirm if the shop CCTV was working or how it was used. He also said that he had no way of contacting the shop's owner and would only say the shop owner was called Adrian. I believe this to be untrue because at 16:45 hours that day I had a missed telephone call from the owner, Mr. Lossif Adrian Barner, with a message asking me to telephone him. On the 31st of August 2023, I telephoned Mr. Barner. We discussed the failed test purchase and he told me that nothing like this had happened before. He said his staff were fully trained and he was sorry that this sale had been allowed. He said he was out of the country at the moment. I sent Mr. Barner an email requesting to meet him at the shop on the 14th of September 2023. On this day, I spoke with Mr. Barner at his shop. I gave him some Check 25 ID posters and said he must put further training in place for his staff. He agreed to do this. Whilst I was talking to Mr. Barner, an Eastern European male came into the shop and asked for a packet of cigarettes. He had £5 in his hand. Mr. Barner told him that he had no cigarettes and looked towards me. The Eastern European male then left the shop after seeing me stood with paperwork in my hand. No legal cigarettes can be bought in the UK for £5. I reported this encounter to Trading Standards. Also on this day, I noticed for sale disposable electronic cigarettes with tank capacities greater than 2 millilitres. I advised Mr. Barner that these were illegal and must not be sold in the shop. He said he would remove them from sale. A further test purchase was carried out on the 27th of September 2023. The test purchaser was a 16-year-old police cadet dressed in civilian clothing. This cadet was able to buy a 330 millilitre AU can of vodka pineapple crush that was 5% alcohol. She was charged £4 for this drink. She was not asked her age or any form of ID. The two witnesses for this test purchase are myself and Police Sergeant Stuart Clark. Moments after the sale, I challenged a person working in the shop. It was a different person from the male who sold alcohol to two police cadets on the 30th of August 2023. The male gave his name as Mr. Ali and said he had only been working at the shop for a couple of weeks. He would not accept that the female he had sold the alcohol to was 16 years of age. He stated that she was wearing work clothing, so she must be over 18. The cadet was wearing a red bull t-shirt, a blue and red hooded top and green combat trousers. This clothing did not look like a work uniform and under 18s can be in jobs that need uniforms. Mr. Ali said he did not need to ask for ID because she looked over 18. I pointed at the Challenge 25 posters that were on display in the shop, to which he still replied, she looked over 18. On this day, I noticed that oversized electronic cigarettes were no longer on display in the shop. I emailed Mr. Barner and made him aware of this second failed test purchase. On the 3rd of October, Mr. Barner telephoned me. He had a male friend present to assist with translation. He was aware of the second failed test purchase and said that his staff member thought the customer was over 25. I said I did not accept this as she was only 16. He assured me that no further sales would be made to under 18s. As part of this conversation, I informed Mr. Barner it was an offence to sell non-duty tobacco products in his shop. He denied selling any illegal tobacco in his shop. Due to intelligence received from the police and members of the public, Trading Standards Assistant Andrea Field carried out 2 test purchases for illegal tobacco at Bukovina, 664 Huddersfield Road, Ravensthorpe. On the 26th of January 2023, she was able to buy a packet of Richmond cigarettes for £4. On the 22nd of August 2023, she revisited the shop and was able to buy a further pack of Richmond cigarettes for £4. The normal price for a packet of cigarettes is around £12. Over £7 of this is excise duty. The statement is attached to the file. On the 23rd of October, I attended at Bukovina Mini Market with Trading Standards Officer Jason Bethel. He was conducting an inspection of the premises on this day. As you will see from his statement, illegal cigarettes and rolling tobacco was found under the counter in the shop, in the rear storeroom and the room above the store. The photographs show how the concealment was found in a black leather effect settee under one of the seat cushions. The quantities were 993 packets of cigarettes, approximate retail value, if sold in the UK, 11,916. 141 50-gram pouches of hand-rolling tobacco, approximate retail value in the UK, if sold, full price of 4,737. In the rear storeroom and room above the store were 397 disposable electronic cigarettes, which had a tank capacity greater than 2 millilitres. Approximate retail value in the UK, if sold, full price at £2,779. The statement and photographs provided by Jason Bethel, which are attached to the file, show how the cigarettes were concealed and also describe the detrimental effect such sales have on tax, excise revenue, health of customers, attraction of cheap cigarettes to children, and the loss of income to other businesses close by. In the storage room upstairs were found 47 bottles of alcohol, namely spirits, estimated sale value of £1,608. I seized these bottles as I believed them to be stolen due to the fact that 1 times 70 centilitre Whitley Neal bottle of gin had a security tag around its neck, and a 70 centilitre Gordon's gin had a yellow security sticker attached to it. A number of bottles of Remy Martin had damage around their necks, consistent with supermarket security tags being removed. My police statement and photographs are attached to this file. On Friday, 10th of November 2023, I invited Mr Barnett in for a voluntary interview at Huddersfield Police Station. He attended with his solicitor, Mr Khan. At the beginning of the interview, Mr Barnett stated his employment was as a factory worker and replied no comment to any of the questions put to him regarding the allegation of handling stolen goods, having illegal cigarettes and tobacco in his shop and illegal vapes. Mr Barnett would not confirm that the alcohol licence for the shop was in his name. In conclusion, West Yorkshire Police are requesting the revocation of this alcohol licence. The shop on 2 occasions has sold alcohol to children. They are also selling illegal cigarettes and tobacco. The premise licence holder has not put the relevant training in place to protect children from harm and is committing a crime by allowing the sale of illegal cigarettes and tobacco. He has no regard for public safety as the goods are not regulated in any way and do not carry health warnings. The premise licence holder, whilst under caution, would not admit to owning the shop, being involved with the shop, or being the licence holder of the shop. He would also not give an account as to why the suspected stolen items were in his shop. And this shows a total disregard for the licensing objectives. And then I just go on to exhibit the photographs taken at the time. I don't know if you want me to talk you through those or if you're happy looking at them. No. Okay, right. That's the end of my submission. Thank you.
Thank you. We haven't got anyone here from Trading Standards yet, have we?
Not as yet, no. They did say they were en route, but they were stuck in traffic. Yes, that's Jason
Are you able
Bethel.
to present for them, or is that something they have to do?
I can do. I mean, his statement is in the bundle.
I've read the statement, yeah.
I can read his statement out if you'd like me to.
Just bear with me. Councillor Patterson, I've read it. Do we need... I've read the statement. Do you need PC Swift to read it? We don't need it to read it, do we? No. No.
No.
Okay. Questions then. So I really just have one question. What do the police know about Mr Barner? What's his background?
He isn't particularly known to the police. No, he doesn't have a criminal record. That's why he's got a personal licence and he can run the shop. We do know his home address. This review was delivered to his home address and to the shop. And then obviously I've had sort of communications with him regarding the running of the shop, but that's all we really know on him.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Patterson?
Yes, I've sort of got one sort of similar question. I mean, when you interviewed Mr Barner, I mean, I presume you were assured that that was Mr Barner, even though he wouldn't confirm that he was the premises licence holder.
Yes, I was 100% happy it was him because obviously I'd spoken to him numerous times in the shop. And I had no reason to believe it wasn't him.
Stop.
It did account. Yeah, I'm glad.
They won't stop. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. He did give his full name and address at the beginning of the interview. It's just,
All right.
yeah, so the identification
yeah.
of him wasn't an issue. It was just he wouldn't admit to owning the shop or being linked to the shop and said he was a factory worker now, which is quite disappointing, really.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so Mr Barner was invited to the meeting today, is that correct? Jenny? He was aware of the meeting today?
Yes, he was, Chair. The letter was sent out and numerous emails and phone calls have been made to it in an attempt to ascertain whether he was here today or not, and failed to get hold of him.
Thank you. I'm happy to proceed in his absence. Councillor Patterson, happy to proceed? Thank you. Well, it looks like we've come to the end of submissions then. So at this stage, I'm asking everyone to sum up, and then we will deliberate. So, licensing officer, please.
Thank you, Chair. A review was submitted by West Yorkshire Police, and in that review there was evidence of 4 failed test purchases, along with an inspection of the premises which resulted in a large quantity of illegal alcohol and cigarettes. The licensee has breached 3 of the 4 licensing objectives, and Mr Barner also failed to engage with responsible authorities throughout the investigation. That's pretty much my summary. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you. West Yorkshire Police.
Yeah, in summary, there were 2 failed test purchases for alcohol selling to under 18s, 2 failed test purchases for illicit tobacco. Illicit tobacco was found on the premises by trading standards. At the DPS, when a premise licence holder, when attending a police voluntary interview for handling stolen goods, would not admit to owning or being involved with the shop, stating he worked in a factory. So that's into my summary. Thank you.
Lovely. Okay, thank you everyone. So we need an opportunity to consider what we've heard today. So if everyone can take a seat outside, and we'll let you know our decision. Thank you. Okay, good morning everyone. We have an officer with us today from Trading Standards who will be briefly outlining the application today to help councillors make our decision on this particular matter. So could you just identify yourself, please, and make representations, please?
Yeah, hi, I'm Jason Bethel. I'm an illicit tobacco officer with West Yorkshire Joint Services, which is what West Yorkshire Trading Standards. The premises that the council is here today for, Book of Eno off licence, 644 Huddersfield Road, Ravensthorpe, came to our attention in the complaints we received about the sale of illegal tobacco. So we first attended the shop back in January, 26th of January 23, and carried out a test purchase. A packet of cigarettes was purchased for £4, which is well below the normal retail price. The retail price nowadays is about £14.50, over £8 of which should be excise duty. So you can't lawfully sell cigarettes at less than £8, that's just the excise duty. So selling at £4 shows that they're non-duty paid. The packaging of the cigarettes was the wrong colour, so they were non-compliant with the packaging regulations and didn't have the correct health warnings or pictures, so they were non-compliant with that bit of legislation as well. From discrepancies in the packaging, which I won't go too much into, but I believe them to be a counterfeit packet of cigarettes. So they're being manufactured without the permission of the trademark holder. So cheap packet cigarettes. We did do, after the visit in January, we did do an operation in the Kirklees area. But due to a big seizure and being held up at other stores, we didn't get to this shop. It was on the list to do, so we didn't get to it. That's why we went, did a test purchase in January. Later in the year, another operation was lined up. So we did another test purchase, that was January, on 22nd of August. And the shop was still selling illegal cigarettes at £4, illegal packet, same packet of cigarettes still purchased. So it continued in its illicit trade. Finally, in October 2023, we did make it to the shop. So an inspection was conducted by myself. We entered and served a notice on the person working there, who claimed she only worked there on a part-time basis when required. And it conducted a search of the store. A large amount of illegal goods were recovered from inside. The cigarettes were just stacked up behind the counter, ready to be served. There were a mix of counterfeit, as I've already described, and smuggled ones. The smuggled are easily identifiable by the excise stamps of other countries, maybe from the majority from like Poland, Czech Republic, even beyond Belarus, so they shouldn't even be in Europe, but they've been smuggled into Europe, across Europe to these shops. So they mix of really cheap smuggled and counterfeit cigarettes that were recovered. Stacked up behind the counter, in bags in the rear storeroom, and a concealment had been made where you pulled off the top of a sofa where you sit, and all the base was lined up with cigarettes. We also, at the back of the shop, was a door leading to an upstairs room at the premises. We confirmed with the person working that nobody was living there. Entered the upstairs area, and a further large amount of cigarettes. It was clearly being used for storage of illegal cigarettes upstairs. Also seized was disposal of electronic cigarettes. Vapes is a common term now. The current legislation allows only 2 millilitre tank capacity. But there's a lot, that's current UK law. But there were 397 found on for sale in the shop which would breach this legislation by having a much larger capacity. Capacity at some was up to 10 times the amount allowed. So they're a lot bigger than you can lawfully have. So those were seized as well. So that's all the cigarettes were seized. A receipt was given. And that's it. We've referred the locators, taken on the information and gone for it's licensed premises, which is why we're here today. Is that okay?
Thank you. Councillor Patterson, questions?
I've only got one for question, which is, are Trading Standards going to take separate action on the illegal goods, etc.?
We're not, believe it or not. We've only got the capacity. There's only very limited. There's only 4 of us for the whole of the West Yorkshire region. So the majority of the visits we do, we don't take further action. we'd normally actually look, this is quite a big seizure, we'd look for a bigger seizure than this. I don't know quite exact numbers that we look for, but this is below the threshold. We look for, but we skim off maybe the top like 5% of visits. Do we look at further, you know, criminal prosecutions basically, 'cause that's all we've got the capacity for. We spend most of the time doing visits and attending like licence review hearings. So unfortunately we won't. But they're saying that if we go back and they're still doing it, we keep, you know, we get further complaints and we revisit, it will be considered for the prosecution with further seizures. Okay.
Thank you. I don't have any questions. We'll need a couple more minutes to deliberate, I'm afraid. So it won't be much longer. Thank you. Okay, so the panel was asked to consider a Section 51 review of premises licence of 644 Huddersfield Road, Ravensthorpe. We've heard information today and evidence from West Yorkshire Police and Trading Standards, as well as the licensing service, and we've come to the decision that the licence should be revoked for the following reasons. Selling alcohol to underage customers, 3 test purchases were failed. Selling and concealing illegal cigarettes. Selling illegal cigarettes where 2 test purchases have been failed. Suspected of selling stolen goods. And also that Mr. Berner was given an opportunity to attend today and make representations to us, and he's not here and there isn't anything in writing. We believe that the licensing objectives haven't been met as follows: prevention of crime and disorder, public safety, and protection of children from harm. So thank you everyone for attending. That's a decision that we've made. Is everybody staying?
Yeah, can you just, please, Richard?
Sorry. I could take it, the licence holder's not attended.
He's here.
Yes,
He's here.
here.
Yeah, he turned up.
So
He's
I'm
here.
going to bring him in for, and then you just do item 7, and it's just to resolve first, and then we close the... In the middle. Yeah.
Seeking for consents for the hearing to go over to.
Okay, good morning everyone, and welcome to the Licensing and Safety Committee. This meeting today has been webcast, so everyone can see what's taking place. Just bear with me a moment. Just getting some legal advice from the legal officer there. Okay, so the meeting today has been webcast. We'll start by a round of introductions. My name's Councillor Amanda Pinnock. I'm chair of the panel. Councillor Patterson.
I'm Councillor Carol Patterson, member of the panel.
Legal representative.
I'm David Stickler. I'm one of the solicitors that works for Kirklees Council. I'm here to assist the council with any legal advice they may need.
Licence officer.
My name is Lee Rushworth. I'm a licensing officer for Kirklees Council.
And the applicant. Just press the button. This button there, the big one.
My name is Zhang Nguyen. Yes, I'm a polite citizen.
Thank you. And we've got an objector today with us from West Yorkshire Police.
Good morning, it's Richard Woodhead from West Yorkshire Police Licensing.
Thank you. So, have you had an opportunity to have a look at the licensing hearing procedure, which explains how the hearing will be conducted, and that you've read it and understood the information?
Yes.
Fantastic. Right, so I'm going to go to item 7, which is in relation to exclusion of the public.
To confirm that it's happy for 2 members to deal with it.
Thank you for that. We only have 2 panel members with us today, so are we happy to proceed with just the 2 of us? Councillor Patterson?
Yes, I am.
Is everyone else in the room content with that? Just the 2 of us dealing with the procedure today? Thank you. Okay. So item 7 is about exclusion of the public, and that's under section 100A4 of the Local Government Act 1972, which is exclusion of the public from the beginning of the meeting due to the information, the sensitive information that will be heard here today. So do the panel resolve that the public be excluded during consideration of agenda item A, because this report can contain exempt information?
Yes.
I'm in agreement with that. Thank you.